Hi, my name is Jonathan Tolo. You also know me as Made by Tolo, and this is my world of brioche. Today I'm going to be showing you the three basic stitches in brioche, which is the brioche knit, the brioche purl, and the slip-on yarn over. If you know these three stitches, then you can do pretty much any pattern really, but without any decreases of course, or increases that is in brioche. From my patterns you can do the Tolo cowl, you can do the fields of brioche, and also my brioche adventure. So just for information, the brioche knit will form the knit stitch on the right side of the fabric, and the slip yarn over will be the stitch in between for every knit round or main color round. For the wrong color rounds, you will brioche purling the stitches in between, which will become a knit stitch on the wrong side of your fabric. And then you will slip yarn over the other stitches in between. So I'm just going to be showing you. You're going to, after you've done this a few times, learn really quickly. So I made a small swatch using a red and a white. In this pattern, my red is my main color and the white is my contrast color. And as I'm knitting in the round and not flat, my main color will always have a knit round and my contrast color will always have a purl round. So knitting in the round is actually simpler than knitting flat, because when you're knitting flat you will have the right side and the wrong side, which means the red one will be, or the main color one will first be have a knit round, and then on the wrong side have a purl round. But once you get a hang of it, knitting flat is also simple. But I would recommend actually knitting a hat or something in the round first, because I think that's very simple. So I'm just going to be showing you the basic stitches, and I'm going to be doing it continental. I'm also going to be trying some throwing action. Let's see how that works, but yeah, bear with me. So as you can see, there are stitches that are all alone and stitches with a yarn over them. And in basic brioche you always knit the stitch together with its accompanied yarn over. So you never knit the yarn over for itself. And this is called for basic brioche. There is exceptions. As you see, all the stitches here are white, or the yarn overs are white. I know that I've been knitting a white round, so now I'm going to start a red round. So you never knit a stitch without the yarn over either. So I know for a fact that this stitch I will not be knitting. So this is slip one yarn over that I'm starting with. So it's going to be slip one yarn over, brioche knit, slip one yarn over, brioche knit, and so on until the round is done. So for the slip yarn over, you bring the yarn forward, you slip the stitch purlwise, and then bring the yarn over the needle to the other side. So that's it. That's a slip one yarn over. You can see the yarn over going over the slip stitch. Now I'm going to brioche knit, and it's just a simple knit. You just put the needle through the stitch to the front leg of the stitch together with the yarn over and make a knit stitch. So that's the brioche knit. Now the yarn is again at the back, so we bring it forward, slip the next stitch for a slip one yarn over, and bring the yarn back again, and then knit the next stitch. So now I'm down 4 stitches. So it's a slip one yarn over, brioche knit, slip one yarn over, brioche knit. When I do this quite quickly, I just actually bring the needle behind the yarn instead of bringing the yarn forward, because that takes a lot of time to bring it over the needle all the time. So the only thing you want to do is make sure that the yarn is in front of the needle. So you can just go back and slip, and then knit. Go back, slip, and then knit. See? Pretty simple, right? So the throwing action, let's see how this goes. So again, bring the yarn forward, slip the stitch, and as I'm going over, I can just this way go around and knit. Bring the yarn forward, slip, and knit. As you can see, as I already have the yarn in front and it's going to knit the next stitch, it will automatically create the yarn over. I'm going to show you a few more times just to practice my throwing. Forward, slip, and knit. Can't believe how you keep tension in this. So that's it. The slip yarn on over and brioche knit. I'm going to finish this round and I'm going to show you the purl rounds instead. Slip yarn over, brioche knit, slip yarn over, brioche knit. Oops. And now I'm closing in on the end of this round. And the last stitch is a brioche knit, which means I automatically have my yarn in the back of my work, and I'm going to leave it there and pick up my contrast color yarn. So the first stitch now is a brioche purl. So you can see I've been working the red round because now the yarn over is red, and the stitches in between have no yarn overs. So we're going to work the stitches with the yarn over and slip the stitches without a yarn over. So a brioche purl is just like a simple purl. You put the needle through the front leg of the stitch and make sure you have the yarn over as well. Throw and purl. Now the yarn is already at the front, so it's going to be picking up the next stitch purlwise for the slip-on yarn over and going over the needle, so you're in front again and ready for the next brioche purl. So I'm going to show you this one more time. So yarn forward, slip purlwise, yarn over, brioche purl, yarn forward, slip, yarn over, and purl. Yarn forward, oops. Yarn forward, slip, yarn over, and purl. Forward, slip, over, purl. And when I do this quick, I also kind of have it like just in front of the needle, so I don't have to do so much movement. Just making sure that again, the needle goes behind the yarn as you slip the stitch. Okay, I'm nervous for this throwing action once more. So yarn forward, slip, yarn over, and purl. Yarn forward, slip, yarn over, and purl. This looks so flimsy. Oh, you get the hang of it. At least I tried, right? And there it is. So now you know how to make the brioche knit, how to make the brioche purl, and how to make the slip-on yarn over, which is pretty much the same on both rounds. So just keep the yarn in front and slip the stitch purlwise and then move the yarn again to the back. So now you can make a basic brioche ribbing, which is, like I said, the basic part, and then you can make many patterns with just these 3 stitches. So good luck and have fun!